is Ballad, Ballad of Soldier, Ballad of... No, I'm just kidding. No. I'm not putting you guys through that again. No. You've already suffered. That's too many times I've made that joke. Anyway, so, hello there, it's me, Nate Jackson, the Criterion person who reviews movies that fall under the Criterion collection. Allah. And this is number 148. Grigory Shukhrai's Ballad of a Soldier, or Ballada o Soldat, Ballad Soldat. Anyway, so we got another Russian film, another great Russian film, another very deep and dark and awesome Russian film. 1959, 88 minutes, Russian, of course. And yeah, so this was a pretty trippy one. Not bad. This will be pretty short because all is basically just there's not much to talk about the supplements and all that. So let's just tell you about the story. So basically, it's about this guy. He's a soldier named Alyosha who's fighting in World War II, and his mother is back home, and he successfully apparently takes down 2 tanks by himself. And so they're going to decorate him, but he asks for time off. He asks for leave so he can go home and visit his mother and fix the roof. I guess their roof is leaking back home, and so his lieutenant or his sergeant or whatever gives him 6 days leave, and so he's rushing back home. And damn it, I try not to laugh at that. So he rushes back home to see her, and meanwhile he runs into a whole bunch of people. I think the first person he runs into this soldier, I forget his name, but he asks him to take some soap to his wife and his father. So he goes and on a train he meets this soldier who's got a broken leg, and he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave his wife, and because he feels like a burden to them. But in the end, they end up reuniting at the end. And so Alyosha ends up hijacking, well, not hijacking a train, but stowing away in a freight car on a train, and he meets a young girl named Shura. And at first, all she does is scream, and she's very scared of him, and they don't really like each other, but over time they become friends and eventually fall in love. She's going off to meet her husband, who's I think working in a hospital. He's like a nurse or something. I don't remember exactly. And so they become friends, and they end up working together. And at one point they get caught, but the lieutenant ends up letting them stay in the car. And at one point, he ends up getting Alyosha ends up getting left behind after trying to get water, and so he has to chase after the train. And he finally reunites with Shura. And while I forget the name of the town they're in, but I think while they're there, he remembers, oh yeah, I gotta drop off this soap. And so he drops off the soap, and he meets the wife, and he finds out that she goes off and she talks to someone in the other room, and he realizes that that soldier's wife remarried, and he's kind of like, oh my god, how do I tell him this? And so he starts to walk away, and then in this really weird moment, really trippy moment where he stands up for his soldier friend, he runs back into the apartment and takes the soap back, and he gives it to the father instead. And so Alyosha and Shura eventually have to depart because he has to keep going on to his village. And it is revealed, Shura reveals that she didn't actually have anyone. She's actually going to visit her aunt. And it isn't until later on the train where Alyosha realizes that Shura was telling him that she loves him, and so he kind of just missed opportunity of love, and so he's cursing himself on the train and all that, and he misses her and all that. And meanwhile, he meets a family of people from the Ukraine who are on the train too, and shortly afterwards, the train is bombed or set on fire, and the bridge is blown up. So everybody has to make this daring epic escape from the train, and So by this point, Alyosha is really late. He only has like 2 days or 1 day left, and so he persuades this driver to take him to the village, and he's like, I don't want to lose my job, so you gotta hurry up and all that. So he ends up going in, and so he ends up taking him to the village, and he looks from his mother, and his mother's working in the fields, and so like somebody has to run out to the fields and tell her. She has to run back, and so he's like, he finds like the servant girl, and she's like, oh yeah, where are you? Like, I only have a few minutes. Where's my mom? Mom, she's out in the field. Somebody will get her. And at the last minute, he's like, wait, well, look, we gotta go. So they take off, and she's like chasing after the truck, and so he persuades her to stop, and so they stop, and they talk for like a few minutes. They only have a few minutes together, and he's like, oh yeah, I wanted to fix the roof and all that. And so he ends up saying, look, I've got to go, but his mother says, I didn't wait for your father, but I'll wait for you. And so he goes back, and I guess it's revealed that he eventually does die, and that was the last time they ever saw each other. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. He just drives off, and his mother is watching him for the last time, I guess. It's a very sad film, very dramatic. Just like the last Russian film we just watched that I can't remember for life of me. I cannot remember the name of it. But yeah, it's pretty dark, pretty deep. Oh, the cranes are flying. That's it. The cranes are flying. Just like that, it's shot very beautifully. I'm wondering if that is the Russian style. There's a style of Russian film that is very angular, very like, intense close-ups, and tilted cameras and all that, shadows and all that, very shadow-esque. And so, shot beautifully, acting is wonderful, and yeah, it's just a really great story. So what do I give this one? I don't know if there was anything I didn't really like about it, so I gotta give it an A. I'll give it an A. It is a story. I kind of wish that I knew. The sadistic part of me kind of wishes that I knew how he died. If he died in battle, I'm assuming he died in battle, or if he tried to correspond with his mother, or like exactly when she found out, or if she was just speculating about his death. Like if he, I don't know who the voiceover is at the end, who says, and that's all I can tell you about our friends Alyosha, So I'm not sure, I just kind of wish I knew the details of his fate, but it's not enough. That's not a detail that's going to make me drop it any less than an A. So give it an A. Great movie. Check it out. Especially if you're into dramas or war-esque films. It's not really about the war. It is set in wartime, but it's more about just the travel, the travel and the journey, and all the characters he meets, and how everybody's from different walks of life, and how everybody reacts to the news and things like that during that time, the choices they made, and all that. So yeah, Ballad of the Soldier, great movie. A, good stuff. The only supplement is a 15-minute interview that was done by some guy in the some American guy. And he talks to the director Grigory Shukrai, and the two stars, Vladimir Ivashov, who plays Alyosha, and Zana Prokorenko, who plays Shura. And there's a translator, and it's cool. It's actually kind of cool. It's an illustrated interview. It shows like pictures from the movie, and it has like, they're at the screening, and he asks the translator, and the translator translate for them. Translator translate back. But Criterion, being Criterion, went a step ahead, probably because of the quality of the audio. So the translator isn't heard very well. They translated the actors and the director's speech themselves, and it comes up as subtitles on the text on the picture. So that's kind of cool that they kind of stepped in and did that. And yeah, because I guess they thought that their translation was better, rather than a guy, or rather than the guy at the time. Or yeah, maybe it was just because of the audio audio glitches or the audio whatevers. And yeah, that's it. So that's it. Ballad of a Soldier, number 148A. Good stuff. Alright, so that's it for me. I wish I had more to show you, but that's all I got right now. So, yeah, Juliet of the Spirits is next. Another Fellini film with the wonderful Giulietta Massini. Or Cabiria! Yeah, hopefully if I can get to the library tomorrow and it's in, we'll do it tomorrow. Though I don't know. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do it. It's a kind of a longer film, but if I can get to the library, then I will do it tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll probably maybe do it Thursday. Thursday's gonna be cutting it pretty close, but I don't know. Either Thursday, and if not Thursday, definitely Saturday, or maybe Friday and Saturday. I don't know what my plans are right now, but definitely by Sunday we will know. And then, of course, Bob La Flambeur, which is on its way. Traffic, which is on its way. George Washington, which I need to put a hold on. I should probably put a hold on that, like, right after this film, though I'll probably forget. And, yeah, then it goes on from there. Yeah, and, yeah, I have just a little announcement to make eventually, but just about, I'm gonna have to take, like, I'm taking a week off from the Criterion. I'm going to be out of town for a week, or for a weekend rather. So my time to do a few reviews soon is going to be kind of limited. But I'm not sure. I won't know all the details until my next review. So, well, unless I do, I won't know until after Wednesday. So I will either tell you for Juliet of the Spirits or Bob La Flambeur. I don't know. I think Bob La Flambeur is a 2-disc one, so we won't get to that one until Sunday. But I will try to do Juliet of the Spirits before Sunday, if I don't get to it tomorrow. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Morals. Oh God. Don't go to war. I don't know. Don't fall in love, or don't let your own. I don't know. This is a hard one to think of morals for. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, maybe just don't go to war. Stay home and fix your mother's roof. How about that? Just for fun. And yeah, we will see you sometime, hopefully later this week. Sometime later this week for Juliet of the Spirits. And Cabiria is back. Well, she's a Cabiria, but you know what I meant. Anyway, until then, goodbye.